First was founded in 1989 by Dean Kamen. As an inventor, he realizes that he can impact so many people with his inventions, but the way to have the biggest impact is to create a whole generation of new inventors. Through hands-on, engaging robotics challenges, FIRST ignites passion in STEM for kids ages 6 through 18. There's 4 worldwide programs where the kids dive deep into a problem and help invent a solution.
Once you get the challenge, you figure out your game plan.
You make a robot and you code on it.
When it works, I'm very happy because we worked really hard.
Throughout each of our programs, teams embrace FIRST core values.
Discovery. Innovation.
Impact.
Inclusion.
Teamwork.
Fun.
At face value, FIRST is a robot competition, but at the end of the day, it's so much more than that.
We learn a lot about leadership, how to communicate with others, problem solving,
working together, helping other teams. You have mentors that are actually in the field that can tell you, oh, this is why this works, and this is the science behind it. And you're like, oh, wow, that makes so much sense.
Our mentors teach us not just about STEM, but about life.
They always flip the question around and ask me, where would you find the answer to that question if I weren't here? They slowly built my confidence up so much more.
I think it's incredibly important for youth to see careers in science and engineering as a possibility for them.
Being in FIRST, I realized I am smart enough to do this. It doesn't matter what background you come from.
FIRST actually taught me that I'm capable of doing anything that I set my mind to.
It definitely made me look at other challenges and be like, hey, I want to try that.
I know that I can do it now.
There's nothing better than seeing your robot on the field playing for the first time. You're all there like, is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? And then when it works, it's the best feeling ever.
Even though we're competing against other teams, one thing that we really focus on is cooperation, which where every single team who we're competing against, we're also working together.
It's very competitive, but you're friends with the people that you're going against. It's like a sport, but in its own way, it's better than a sport.
I think FIRST in general really has helped me become more involved in my local community.
Back in my old elementary school, I'm trying to help their robotics program. If you start them off young, their possibilities are endless.
As a participant in the FIRST program in high school, you get access to $80 million worth of scholarships.
There are scholarships for colleges, universities, as well as technical programs.
FIRST really develops a pipeline where there's jobs, there's careers, there's opportunities for every one of these kids based on the skills and the experiences they develop in these programs.
In FIRST, every student can go pro. It's a really cool way to step into your future.
FIRST completely changed my life. It can really prepare you to solve any number of the world's big problems because they're going to teach you these applied skills around people, science, and how the two come together.
The future is technology, and I feel like robotics takes a big role, and I'm just really happy about being part of it.
I am FIRST.
Yo soy FIRST.
I am FIRST.
I am FIRST.
Good morning, Rio Grande Valley. It is that time again for us to all come together to celebrate another exciting season of FIRST Tech Challenge. Unfortunately, this kickoff looks a lot differently than our kickoff last year. We had thousands of you all together. We had our first LEGO League students there. We had you all there, and that energy was amazing. But I wanted you to know that even though we're not together in person, does not mean that our pledge and our responsibilities to you all have not changed. Safety has always been a #1 priority of FIRST. And with that, that's why we're not together. It's not safe to do so yet. But please know that Eddie, Victor, Andre, Jorge, and myself, and all the board of directors, volunteers, we are ready to execute an in-person season when it's safe to do so. So as of right now, we will not have any in-person competition events until after January 2021. That does not mean that you can't do things. As of today, you can start requesting training. You can start meeting with your team on meetings, Zoom. You can start working on your engineering notebook. You can do research. You can start looking up what Vuforia is. You can look up to see how to do a really autonomous program. You know, we've been handed a huge negative, and it's called COVID-19. But one thing about it is we've never done live broadcasting with First RGV. We've had to adapt. You all haven't had to do online learning. Well, we've had to adapt. And that's what's really amazing about the Rio Grande Valley is when we're handed a negative, we turn it around and make it a huge positive. And that's why we're here today. So thank all of y'all for joining us today for this broadcast, which we're learning. So with that, if we have technical problems, please stand by. We'll be right back. We've got plenty of redundancy built into today. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. There's people from all over the Rio Grande Valley that want to say hi to you all today. We have some alumni, we have some VIPs, we have some coaches that want to just remind you that even though we may be stuck in our homes or doing distance learning, having to stay 6 feet apart, wearing masks, we're still first. And please never forget that. Once you're first, you're always first. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and kick off today's event. If you have questions about a traditional or a remote event, there is going to be some specific video about that at the end of the season reveal. And I want to say it's about 11:40. So please hang on to this morning. Stay with us throughout the morning. It's only about 45 minutes. It will be on YouTube later, so please don't feel like you need to record it, take a bunch of screenshots and stuff. It will be immediately available on YouTube. With that, please make sure that you're following us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, YouTube. That way you can stay updated. We will be putting out more and more content over the season. So please subscribe and follow. We appreciate the love that you show when you do that. We're going to do a live chat shortly. So please remember gracious professionalism. And when you do your chat, please make sure that we know which team you're from because we want to give you a shout out as well. And plus, it looks cool. We love seeing you guys coming together as a team. We know we have some new teams this season already, and we've got quite a few of our returning teams. Will we have 170 teams? Probably not. But no matter how few or no matter how many teams we have the ability to do safe in-person events when we are allowed to do so. And then we also have a remote league for those teams that cannot come together after January for a safe in-person event. So please, if you have questions about remote events, it will be talked about or it will be referred to today. Like I said, there is a video about it. And also there are separate game manuals for traditional and remote. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to this computer system and say, next person. Thank you all. We miss you, but we'll see you soon.
Hi there, everyone. This is Trung Nguyen from Royal Technologies. Again, exciting times starting up the new season. Wish I was there with you guys in person. Wish we could all be together. But during these times of COVID, just like everything else, we're all adjusting. And so what's great about COVID for me, guys, is as an engineer, it helps us think outside the box and do things differently. And so that's why I'm positive to make this next season a successful season. Will it be the same like we did it every other year? No, it won't. But I think it'll be fun and exciting. And I think with such young minds and such great talent that we have in the Valley, that we'll figure this out and we'll make this work. And so I think this is going to be exciting. This new challenge, Ultimate Goal, got to see the video myself just to kind of preview it. I think everyone's going to be excited to see what's coming out there. It's going to be different than anything that you guys have seen from before. It has a little FRC-ish feel to it. And so you guys will have a great time of throwing things around. So I think it'll be safe, but also at the same time, very fun. So again, guys, stay positive. The season's going to be different. You guys are going to have to work together. You're probably going to have to do a lot of Zoom meetings. You're going to have to share files on Google, whatever it may be. Keep an open mind. Keep an open mind on how we're going to make this season successful. And so I wish everyone the best of luck and a great, successful season. Take care.
Hello, everyone. I'm talking to you from my office here at the Texas Workforce Commission building here in Austin, Texas. Unfortunately, I can't be with you in person, but I am with you in spirit. I'm so excited that TWC has partnered up again with First Robotics to make this competition possible for everyone, not only in South Texas, but around this great state of ours. It's so exciting to know that there are so many kids, young adults that are interested in STEM, advanced manufacturing, and robotics. I'm a proud product of South Texas, Harlingen specifically. But regardless, I am so proud to be a representative from South Texas. And I'm so glad that we have great people like Jason Arms and his volunteers that made this possible. Jason, thank you for all the work that you do. Please convey that to your family at First Robotics. And to the teachers, the volunteers in the schools, thank you for encouraging our young adults that any career out there is possible. So thank you, and again, good luck to each and every one of you. I look forward to hearing your successes in the future. Thank you.
Each of us brings something special to our team. New ideas, different perspectives, forming bonds like no other, all while having fun, and changing not only our future, but the world too. I choose first for discovery.
I choose first for innovation.
I choose first for impact.
I choose first for inclusion.
I choose first for teamwork.
I choose first for fun.
This year's Inspire Award winner is 12394.
Together we are first, and together we rise.
Mrs. Rod is not only a great mentor to other teachers who are looking to participate as mentors, but more so to our students. She has this passion, this desire to help people, to be better, to strive for things that are better. She's always trying to help students, finding out what it is that they want to do, what it is that they're passionate about.
What's one word you would use to describe Miss Rod?
Tenacious, passionate, funny, driven, honest, empowering, believing, supportive, encouraging, fabulous, motivating, inspiring, innovative, patient.
From every child, student, and adult that you have helped, we thank you, Miss Rod.
Good morning and welcome to the 2021 First Tech Challenge Season Ultimate Goal. My name is Yolanda Woods and I am a proud member of the Board of Directors of First RGV. We welcome you to another exciting season of First Robotics. As we face some challenging times ahead, we are committed to your safety. We know that as you work hard with your coaches, your mentors, and your team members, in a spirit of cooperation, we will work together to make this the very first in robotics, Rio Grande Valley.
Hi everyone, David Ruiz here, your First RGV FTC coordinator, referee, and fellow coach. I want to welcome you to the 2020-2021 First Tech Challenge season. So join us this year to make this the FTC ultimate goal. Are you ready?
While I do not think carefully defining gracious professionalism is essential, talking about it is very important. I think one of the main strengths of gracious professionalism is its dual modality. Gracious is mostly about feelings, both yours. While I do not think carefully defining gracious professionalism is essential, talking about it is very important. I think one of the main strengths of gracious professionalism is its dual modality. Gracious is mostly about feelings, both yours and those of others. Professionalism is mostly about knowledge and its application for good. Combining the two is important, so learn everything you can and experience helping others as often as you can. Being an effective contributor is a huge part of feeling good about yourself. Rational self-esteem is a big deal, and it is a likely outcome from practicing gracious professionalism while busting your chops in first. That's good stuff.
Hey FTC fans, this is Coach Ortega giving you a shout out from Harlingen CISD. I'm the associate principal over at the Early College High School in Harlingen, Texas, and also the coach for FTC 13108 Team Short Circuit. And I just want to say that you guys are the future engineers, the future mathematicians, the future scientists, and our future leaders. First is going to open up a world of opportunity that you didn't even know existed. And it's also going to be a journey that's going to give you the hardest fun you've ever had. So here's wishing everyone a successful year full of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So who's ready for the 2020-2021 FTC Challenge Ultimate Goal? I guess that leaves us with one thing to say. It's time to be a game changer. Are you up for the challenge?
We're here at Mission, Texas at Royal Technologies, and we are here with the 48 best teams from Laredo to Brownsville. And this year we're sponsored by Star Wars Force for Change Initiative. It's the best of the best in robots.
We put in so many hours into our work. We have build days, practicing, testing. When we get here, it's just full on, almost no breaks until we're done. It really just takes a lot of dedication.
People of different clubs or like different interests, we can all just get together and relate to robotics. So that's something really amazing.
Where we play a part here is just giving back to the community. You know, we want to connect. We want to connect with the community. We want to connect with the kids here who are interested in STEM. And that's really our role here with First RGV.
This kind of program makes it cool to be a nerd, and it gives them a safe place to have fun, wear goofy costumes, cheer on their friends, and celebrate science, technology, engineering, and math. Hi everybody, I'm back. I've got a quick update for you about advancement for the Ultimate Goal season. First in Texas right now is working on an inclusive state championship, which will have West Texas, North Texas, Houston, Corpus, San Antonio, and of course the Rio Grande Valley represented. We just don't know exactly what that date is yet, but please know that we will be advancing approximately 15 teams from the Rio Grande Valley to the state championship, which should be anywhere between 72 and 78 teams. So we're pretty excited about that. And one thing to remember is work really hard. Like I was saying earlier, we've been handed a huge negative, turn it into a really huge positive by really honing your skills on pursuing the Inspire Award. So please look up the Inspire Award because it's very important. In this coming season at regionals, if you win the regional award for Inspire Award, if you win that award, you will automatically receive a golden ticket to the South World Championship for first. You will have the opportunity to go to the state championship to compete, in which we strongly encourage you to do that because it's another level of gameplay, and it's also your ability to see what everybody else across Texas is doing. So with that, remember, looking at about 15 teams advancing to the state championship somewhere around April, May, or June. The more information about that will be coming out specifically from First in Texas, and we're going to make sure that that gets forwarded out to you. So that is what I wanted to interrupt and talk about on advancement, but also that state championship will be the same event for those competing in UIL. So it's one travel outside of the Valley for state championship this year for a combined state and UIL state championship for FTC. All right, back to the kickoff.
Hi everyone, my name is Pedro Moreno and I'm a proud first alumni from the Rio Grande Valley and have recently graduated as a civil engineer from Texas A&M Kingsville. Growing up, times were tough for me, but programs such as FIRST and the mentors around me have helped me become the professional I am today. I am living in Dallas working for a great engineering firm that promotes the same diversity and inclusive values of FIRST. My message to y'all today is never give up on your dreams and always strive to better yourself while focusing on being gracious professionals, and when you achieve your goals, help around you achieve greatness through being a mentor. Today we create the start of a new season of First Tech Challenge, and we will be game changers in our community.
Hello everyone and welcome to First. We would like to welcome you to this year. We're happy that you're here. We're looking forward to working with you. We are looking forward to working with every single team. We're excited for this year. It's full of events, full of different competitions. It's going to be a year full of learning, and we're so happy. I hope that you're as excited as we are. Welcome to First.
How you doing, guys? This is Gabriel Trevino, former student and competitor at Ernest Memorial High School. Currently pursuing an electrical engineering degree at University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. Just want to take this time to go ahead and wish you guys the best of luck. Let's go ahead and work together and make it an awesome one, guys.
I've got an exciting update for you about a new program that we've launched this season. While it's been around for several seasons, it's just now finally becoming part of the First RGV and First in Texas catalog for students to participate in. And it's a partnership with Special Olympics. And while it's not a traditional FIRST program, please know that Unified Robotics was created by a FIRST robotics competition team out of Washington State. They identified while FIRST is a fully inclusive program, and we welcome all students with any disabilities or without a disability, it was important to give the students a next level or a next layer of opportunity to where it's a smaller event. It's a smaller collection of students coming together to work unified in doing a robotics competition. And with that, we're proud to launch that this season. And again, it's called Unified Robotics. And for more information, please go to firstrgv.org/UR for Unified Robotics. Again, firstrgv.org/UR for more information. We do encourage First Tech Challenge teams to become mentors to help athletes in Unified Robotics. And we want you to come together with those teams and make sure that they know they're part of something very big, and it's called FIRST. So please go to our website, firstrgv.org/UR, talk to the special needs coordinators, and see what you can do to help launch this amazing program here in the Rio Grande Valley.
And I'm Kunal.
And we're Team 846, the Funky Monkeys.
We're a first robotics competition team based out of San Jose, California. Today, we're here at Industrial Light and Magic to learn how they bring Star Wars droids to life using visual effects.
Welcome to the Industrial Light and Magic motion capture stage. We do a lot of things here related to virtual production. I'm animation supervisor here at ILM, so I'm in charge of things like characters that we have to bring to life. I'm going to talk today about creating K2SO. While K2SO is not as hard to engineer as a real physical robot, we did try to make all the aspects of him work in a real three-dimensional way, and partly because we wanted a sense of realism to it, that there was real engineering behind it. Of course, another big component of this character was the actor who performed it. And so Alan Tudyk, the actor that was cast, came up here to ILM, and we put him in a standard motion capture suit right here on this stage. The point of this was for him to essentially try on K2SO like an actor tries on a costume.
Looking at how he's able to move his arm, but at the same time, all of these pistons are animated to look just like real life. That must take a lot of math.
Ultimately, someone has to actually solve it for real and make all the little parts work and mesh. So figuring out all those little pistons and the different actuators and things is pretty tricky, yeah.
I find it interesting how motion capture makes the human movement much easier because, for example, when our team was animating a human character, that was really the hardest part, to get the joints moving right and to make sure that it looks kind of like a human. In FIRST, we also have animation projects. I actually lead our animation team, which creates a video for the yearly safety animation. We're doing something more than just the technology or more than just the art. It's really bringing together those two things.
I want to introduce Rachel. She's our R&D supervisor here at Industrial Light and Magic.
Well, since we're on the motion capture stage, we were thinking that maybe we could have you guys actually shoot something. Anna, that would make you K2SO.
Awesome.
So let's go ahead and step out and we can get you into a motion capture suit. Come on out.
Wow, wait, that's so cool.
As you can see, you're a bit of a puppeteer here, right? So as you move around, K2SO is moving similarly.
What kind of software can do this?
All of the software that you're looking at right now is proprietary software that our team has built, both software components as well as jerry-rigging different hardware components together. This mirror itself is actually tracked, so as I move it around, you can see that it actually moves in space as if it were a real mirror. So Kunal, you're going to be our camera operator today, and then you can see what the camera sees on the front side of the screen. I'm going to have Brendan help you through this entire process.
Hi, Brendan, nice to meet you. I am the motion capture tech here on the stage.
Brendan is also an amazing performer. He actually performs most of the characters that we do on this stage. In this scene, K2SO is trying to sneak away from a bunker that he was in and get to a ship to escape.
Give me a T-pose, great. Ready, Kunal?
Yes.
And action.
That was a really, really fun experience for me, kind of living out the dream of being able to embody a droid in Star Wars.
Go for it! Move, 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 move. Great.
Seeing today the amount of detail that the artists have to think about and the amount of technology that goes into capturing in order to make this robot come to life, it's really amazing.
We need that realization of the threat.
I think my biggest takeaway here is just seeing how everyone's having fun integrating technology and art to create a meaningful story. What FIRST really encourages everybody to do is to build, learn, and inspire. First, you build a project, and from that you learn from it, and then you get to inspire others that come next.
This year, Disney and Lucasfilm are teaming up with the global robotics community FIRST as part of the Star Wars Force for Change philanthropic initiative.
We are on a mission to inspire the next generation of heroes and innovators. Learn how you can get involved at firstinspires.org/firstrise.
For centuries, sports have played an integral part of our culture. Moving, collaborating, competing, celebrating. We rally around our athletes, lift them up and admire their awe-inspiring moments and stories that give us hope. History has shown societies evolving through time, and so too have sports and the way we play and move together. And now the nature of traditional sports is shifting, and we have the power to be forces for change and redefine the game. Our sports are no longer rooted solely in physical prowess. We must use our minds, our creativity, imagination, and critical thinking as much as we use our muscles. No matter whether our talents lie on the court, in the lab, or with a controller in hand, there's an athlete inside each and every one of us. It's time for us to revolutionize the way we play and move. It's time to be game changers. In Ultimate Goal presented by Qualcomm, you and your team will experience the passion that drives us forward as athletes. With the clock counting down, we revel in the big plays and vital scores, and the lessons we learn when we fail and work with our teammates to recover. Each time our team steps up to a new challenge, we establish bolder goals, fueling our ambitions to work together, enhance our skills, and transcend all boundaries. No matter the outcome, we'll stand up in the face of competition, pushing each other to do better, work harder, and exceed our team and personal potentials. Because together, you are teammates at the top of your game, to score, to win, and to leave a legacy that lasts. It's time to play Ultimate Goal. Welcome to the First Tech Challenge 2020-2021 season game, Ultimate Goal, presented by Qualcomm. Part of the first Game Changers season, powered by Star Wars Force for Change. A team consists of up to 2 driver operators, a coach, a human player, and a robot. The robot must be built from materials specified in the game manual and fit within an 18-inch sizing tool, but may expand after the match begins. Each match is played with 4 randomly selected teams, 2 per alliance. Each alliance is allowed only 1 human player. Your opponents for one match may be your partners for another. The game is played on a 12-foot square playing field with a foam tile floor and 1-foot-high walls. 5 unique navigation images are located around the field perimeter. At one end are 2 tower goals, each containing 3 alliance-specific goals with return racks. Between the 2 tower goals are 3 red and 3 blue power shot targets. There are 2 red and 2 blue taped start lines, and 3 red and 3 blue target zone goals. Red and blue tape squares indicate starter stack locations, and a white launch line divides the field. Outside of the field walls are the 2 alliance stations and 2 human player stations. The primary game element is a ring, approximately 5 inches in diameter and 3/4 of an inch thick. A match is played with 20 rings. There are 2 red and 2 blue wobble goals. These can have rings scored onto them and can be moved for additional scoring. Before each match, teams place their robots on the field, touching the front wall and over one of their alliance's starting lines. Each robot must be touching or be in possession of a wobble goal. A robot may possess or touch up to 3 rings. After the robots are in position, field personnel will randomize the starter stacks into one of 3 configurations. This determines which target zone goal is active in the autonomous period. 0, 1, or 4 rings correspond to target zone goals A, B, or C, respectively. Unused rings are stored in the human player stations to be deployed to the field at the start of the driver-controlled period. The players and field are ready. Each match begins with a 30-second autonomous period. During this period, there are a number of ways for teams to score using only pre-programmed instructions and sensor inputs. Delivering a wobble goal to the correct target zone earns the Alliance 15 points. A robot parked over the launch line earns 5 points. Each ring launched or placed into the low goal earns 3 points. A ring launched into the mid goal earns 6 points, and launching into the high goal earns 12 points. Robots earn 15 points for each power shot target knocked down. Robots must be completely within the launch zone to launch rings into the mid goal, high goal, or power shot targets. Following the autonomous period is the 2-minute driver-controlled period. During the driver-controlled period, human players are expected to return rings to the playing field, as well as reset power shot targets. Each ring launched or placed into the low goal earns 2 points. A ring launched into the mid goal earns 4 points. However, rings launched into the opposing alliance's goal earn points for their alliance. A ring launched into the high goal earns 6 points. The last 30 seconds of the driver-controlled period is the endgame. During this time, robots may continue scoring rings, but there are also ways to earn bonus points. Each knocked down power shot target earns 15 points. Returning a wobble goal to the start line earns 5 points. Each ring fully supported by the wobble goal earns 5 points. If a robot lifts a wobble goal over the front wall into the drop zone, its alliance earns 20 points. There are many ways to score in Ultimate Goal, but there are also rules that, if not followed, will deduct points from your alliance. For example, a robot may not block another for an extended period. A robot may not possess more than 3 rings at a time. A robot may not launch rings over the side or front perimeter walls. A robot may not intentionally tip another robot at any time. This has been a brief summary of the Ultimate Goal game. For complete rules, please read the entire game manual and check the Q&A forum. For more information on our remote season, including gameplay and field requirements, please make sure to visit our game and season webpage for the full library of remote event documentation. And always remember the most important rule of First Tech Challenge: gracious professionalism. Good luck, teams, and have a great season.
Hey everyone, my name is Ken Johnson. I'm Director of First Tech Challenge, and I'm here with FTC Guy to talk a little bit about what to expect for the upcoming First Tech Challenge 2020-2021 season. Now, we know there's all kinds of different things going on with regard to social distancing and COVID-19, but I can tell you and remind a lot of you, FIRST was founded 31 years ago to prepare the next generation of science and technology leaders. And that preparation directly aligns with the types of challenges that we face today. While we know that as the fall season starts to open up, social distancing requirements will probably still be in effect in many areas, and that things will look a little bit different, we have an experience that you and your teams will be able to use to continue to further inspire that next generation of science and technology leaders. Let me talk a little bit about the options that will be available for program delivery partners and event hosts in your region. Now, we know that there's going to be some regions that are going to start the fall school year and First Tech Challenge season with some pretty stringent social distancing limits in place, the type that might not allow a traditional First Tech Challenge event to be held. For those regions, we're offering the opportunity for them to choose remote events. Remote events were developed with an eye towards mimicking as closely as possible traditional First Tech Challenge events. I'll talk about the two elements of remote events and the remote event option, starting with judging. I think by now most of you are probably familiar with how judging works in First Tech Challenge. If you're new, welcome. It's a wonderful part of the experience. Judging in traditional events takes place during the event window, where teams are assigned different rooms to meet with judges. In those rooms, they present their pitch to the judges about how they've performed in the year, and they provide materials to those judges. The judges are offered the opportunity for question and answer, and then they deliberate. That same format will be offered in remote events. The difference, of course, being that those will be done remotely, through video conference and through digital submission of judged material. So judges won't be able to go and visit your team in their pits, page through your engineering notebook, but they will have access to different elements of the items that you're under the adjudged competition looking to be judged upon. Those information pieces will be provided digitally so that judges can take a look at them both before, during perhaps, and after within the judge deliberation process. Instead of your team being scheduled to meet in a classroom at a certain period of time during a traditional event, your team will be scheduled for a judge session through video conference. Video conferencing will also be used by judges to do their deliberations across the entire event to determine which teams have earned those particular judged awards. And again, they'll be the same awards that you're used to now. So let me shift gears to how the competition, the robot competition portion of remote events will work. In traditional events, we have alliances and we have alliance opponents. In remote events, under social distancing guidelines that will be in place in many areas, we're not able to have teams compete directly head-to-head against other teams. So what we've done is we've adapted the game that we've just announced, Ultimate Goal, to be able to accommodate teams playing the game as a single team. That full game will be released on September 12th, and I hope you tune in. But the way that that game will work is such that an individual team on a half field will be able to play and record the points that they've scored in that same match format. That match format, as you know, 30 seconds autonomous, followed by 2 minutes of teleoperated. In the remote event format, the teams that are selected for that particular remote event will be given a window. That window of time is both for judging, so that there's flexibility in scheduling for both the judges and the teams, and also flexibility for the teams to actually perform their 6 official robot matches for that particular remote event. This flexibility should allow teams that need to perhaps share fields with other teams and not be in the same building at the same time to be able to do so. It also gives some more flexibility on how the teams pull together to actually hold their particular event. So the way that the remote scoring will work for the robot competition will be a lot like First Lego League, frankly. If you're familiar with First Lego League, those robots don't go head-to-head against other robots, and they don't have alliance partners or alliance opponents. In First Lego League, the robots perform their duties, their different tasks, and they're judged and scored on that. In Ultimate Goal this year, teams will be able to play that game and score as many points as possible in the remote format. What the teams will do is that they will either assign one of their teammates, a coach, or another adult who's familiar with the scoring, access to the Ultimate Goal scoring application. When teams have their remote matches scheduled within that remote event window, they can go and play those remote event matches, and as they go, they will hit official match if this is an official match that they're playing. The scorekeeper will keep score through autonomous. There'll be a stop at the end of autonomous, just like in traditional events, and then the teams will be asked if they're ready to go to start teleop, at which point the final 2 minutes will start. During that time, the scorekeeper will keep track of the scores that the team is recording. At the end of that match, the scorekeeper will then upload that official score to the cloud for use in those matches that are applied to your particular team. So the way that the matches and the way that the teams will be scored are based on cumulative points scored. Now, as you know, in the traditional format of First Tech Challenge, the team ranking has been based on win-losses, with the tiebreaker being the opposing alliance points. Because remote events aren't able to have opposing teams to play against or with, the total points scored will be how the teams will be ranked from the robot competition side. So how will that work in a traditional event? Because part of the requirements that we had as we pulled together this remote event option was such that it could transition into traditional events as social distancing guidelines and rules hopefully are relaxed within your individual regions. The traditional events for Ultimate Goal this year will be played very similar to how I just described. Teams will be, in traditional events, matched with alliance partners, and they'll play against alliance opponents. But the scoring and the points and how they'll be evaluated will be exactly the same as they are in remote events. In the traditional event format, you and your alliance partner will score as many points as possible over the 30-second autonomous and 2-minute teleop period. Your opposing alliance will be doing the same thing. There will also be opportunity for a little bit more defense in the traditional event, but the format, the strategy, the development of your robot, the programming should all be very similar between both remote and traditional events. And the reason we did that is as teams and regions hopefully are able to transition, we didn't want the teams to have to come up with a whole new robot design, although their strategies will shift a little bit as they start to have alliance partners. One of the questions that we have had been asked in talking about this, and we've considered closely, is how do we know that the teams that are scoring their own matches for these official events, these remote events, that they're accurate? Well, I'll tell you, if you look at how sports like high school golf are played, the players are expected to record their own scores and to be honest about it. In First Tech Challenge, the ethos and the values of that are directly in line with what we do. The ethos and values of First are that you compete as hard as you can, that you're honest, that you're accurate. And I'll make that point in a different way. The reason that there are over $80 million in scholarships for First students, the reason that we have such wonderful sponsors involved in First and First Tech Challenge, and the reason that there are employers standing literally in line to hire First Tech Challenge students when they come out of college, and sometimes even before, are exactly for those values and ethos that I just described. I think that we can hold our community and ourselves to an even higher value than high school golf. And I think this is an opportunity for those First values and ethos to really shine. This is a tough situation we're in with COVID-19, but as I started, there's never been a more important time for the values, ethos, for the creation of the next generation of science and technology leaders than there is right now. So please join me in registering for First, becoming part of the experience this year that could be remote, could be traditional, but both which will lead all the way up to the path to World Championship. And I hope that I can see you there in person, and I look forward to all the wonderful things that you're going to do this year. Thanks a lot to our sponsors, and specifically Qualcomm, for this year's Ultimate Goal game.